We're in a 2013 Toyota RAV4. We're going to do a remote starter. We're going to do an OEM remote activated remote starter, plug and play. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start with the disassembly. I'm going to start with a Phillips screwdriver and remove the 2 Phillips screws on the bottom of the dash. Okay, we're going to press in the release clips here and here, and this will allow us to drop the lower dash out. We're going to go ahead and we're going to unplug the plug on the lower dash, and we're going to undo the clip so we can remove the lower dash completely. We're going to remove the steering column cover plastic. We're going to go ahead and we're going to turn the wheel to the 9 o'clock position, and we're going to remove the Phillips screw located in the face. Now we're going to move the wheel to the 3 o'clock position. Remove the second screw. We're going to recenter the wheel. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to remove the steering column cover plastic. I'm going to pull it out over the ignition barrel and release it. This will give us access to 10mm screws here and here to remove this lower dash assembly and the airbag assembly. We're going to use an extension. We're going to remove the 10mm screws holding the airbag in place. We also have 2 10mm underneath the dash. With all of the screws removed, we will be able to release the lower dash. Carefully pulling out at the top. This will allow us access to the underdash for the installation. There are 2 plugs in the steering column we're interested in. First plug would be the main ignition plug. We're going to cut this tape band right here to give us a little bit more room on the wiring harnesses. We're going to have to unplug the main ignition to the vehicle. So we're going to locate the main ignition plug. We're going to press in the release clip and pull out on the plug and unplug the main ignition to the vehicle. We're also going to unplug the parking light switch plug as well. To gain more access, we're going to pull this cover off also. This will give us access to the fuse box. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to release all the plugs. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to release this clip to allow this harness to be freed from this dash piece. We're going to release the diagnostic plug from its holder by pushing in the tabs at the end of the plug on both sides. This will allow the diagnostic plug to come out a little bit to give us a little bit of room to work. Okay, we've got our diagnostic plug released, but there's not much wire. We're going to have to work on it under the dash. We cannot pull it out to access it any better than this. We're interested in 3 wires: the immobilizer wire, the can high, and the can low. On the plug, we're going to look at the back of it. 3 wires we're interested in is this green immobilizer wire, the black wire, that is a CAN high, and the white wire directly below the black wire, which is the CAN low. We're going to go ahead and separate these wires, and we're going to do strip and wrap connections on them. Okay, we have our 3 wires separated. We have our CAN high, which is black, our CAN low, which is white, and our green immobilizer wire. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do strip and wrap connections on these 3 wires. I'm going to prep the wires for that. A little tough to get in here. You want to be careful not to cut the wires. And we've got our immobilizer wire stripped and our CAN low. Last, we have the CAN high. Okay, we have all 3 of our wires stripped, and we're ready to go ahead and make our connection. Okay, we're going to use the EVO-ONE and a T-harness, and this is a device and pretty much how it's set up, how it'll come to you. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the first step. We're going to plug the main ignition plug into the vehicle from our T-harness. I'm going to push it in and make sure it locks. Then plug the vehicle plug into the T-harness also. Now we're going to find a suitable place for a ground. For video purposes, we're going to ground it to one of the 10mm bolts that we took out when we took the airbag out. So our ignition connections are made, our ground connection is made. We're going to go ahead and we're going to move over to the CAN high, CAN low plug. We're going to make the 3 connections there. Because they have to be made under the dash, I'm going to make them and then I'm going to resume the video. Okay, we have our CAN high, our CAN low, and our immobilizer connections done. We're going to advance to the next step. Our next required connection is the door lock data wire. We're up underneath the fuse box and we're going for this 30-pin plug right here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to unplug this plug. Now the connections on this vehicle are a little tough to get to. Okay, this will give us some working room. We're going to take some of this tape off so we can spread the wires apart and have access to make our door lock data connection. Okay, we're going to look at the back of the plug. We're going to orientate ourselves with the clip facing up, and we're going to count the pins and we're going to locate the wire that we need to connect to. The instructions say it is light blue, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to do that. The plug is located right here. We've stripped away the tape so we have access to the wires. So as I stated, we're going to match up the plug and then we're going to look at the pins and we're going to find our light blue wire. It appears that on this plug there is only one light blue wire, but we still want to make sure that we count the pins and verify that we're on the correct wire, since we really don't have a way to test it. So I've located the light blue wire. We're going to go ahead and we're going to strip the insulation so we can do a strip and wrap connection. These wires are just a bit too small to rely on T-taps. We're going to unband our remaining connections, which are the door lock data, the parking lights, and the door pin switch. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to make our connection to the door lock data wire. We've made our strip and wrap connection at the door lock data wire, and we've replugged in the plug. We're going to tape and insulate everything at this point. I'm going to show you the optional connections before we program our unit. We're looking for the door pin switch, the driver's door pin switch. It's located at the BCM, this bottom corner pin right here, and the wire is white. If you look in here, second plug in, the shorter plug, we have the white wire located at the bottom corner pin. We're going to go ahead and we're going to cut some tape away, and we're going to do a strip and wrap connection here also. We've done our strip and wrap connection here at the wire that goes to the driver's door pin switch. When the remote starter times out, it will simulate the door opening to turn off the auto lamp feature that the headlights have. If you don't make this connection and you leave it in the auto position, the lights will never turn off. So if you plan on doing that, you need to make this connection. Last connection is the parking light connection. We're going to go ahead and we're going to orientate ourselves or our plug in this direction. We're going to be looking at it from the back. All these plugs, the orientation is looking at it from the back. The diagnostic plug is looking at it from the front. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to match up the plug orientation, and we're going to find our wire. We're going to be going 3 pins in, and we're going to be looking for the white wire, 3 pins in. So we've gone ahead and we've unplugged this in the first step, and we're looking now, and right here we have our white wire. First we have a green, then a blue, and here's our target white wire for our parking lights. We're going to go ahead and we're going to remove some of this insulation or wire protector so we can make a good strip and wrap connection here also. We've made our strip and wrap connections at the parking light. We're just going to plug them in now. We're going to tape this up also. The first step is to unplug all the connectors from the EVO-ONE. We're going to go ahead and we're going to unplug the main power connector. We're going to unplug the secondary connector, and we're also going to unplug the can high, can low connector at the top. We're going to locate the program button on the device, which is next to the yellow wires here. We're going to hold the program button down while we plug in the main power plug. We're going to watch the lights cycle, and we're going to let them cycle until we have a red and a blue light lit. When the red and blue light are lit, we're going to let off on the button. So we have a solid red and a solid blue light. We're just going to push in this power plug a little more and make sure it locks. Okay, now we're going to plug in the secondary connection or secondary plug. And then we're going to plug in our can high, can low plug at the top of the unit. At this point, we're ready to advance to the next step. The next step is to press the program button 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The red and the blue light will alternate between flashes and a pause. At this point, we're going to put the key in the ignition and turn it to the run position. The blue light will flash rapidly. The CAN bus is now programmed. We'll turn the ignition to the off position and the blue light will turn off. We can now test the system with the door open, but in order to do that, we must hold the door pin switch in because the vehicle will not lock from the OEM remote without doing this. So we're going to do an open door test. To activate the remote start, we're going to lock the doors 3 times. This will trigger remote starting of the vehicle. The vehicle is cranked and is running. We're now going to turn the vehicle off by holding the brake pedal down. Okay, we've started the vehicle using our 3-press activation from the OEM remote. Now we're going to plug the Compustar drone into our EVO-ONE, which we've done right here, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to activate our remote starter and control our keyless entry from our smartphone. We're going to go ahead and we're going to send a command to start the vehicle. Command has been received by the vehicle. Confirmation has been sent back to our phone, and the vehicle is started. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to unlock the vehicle. We've gone ahead and we've sent the unlock command, and the vehicle has just unlocked. And we're showing a runtime of 25 minutes with 24 minutes and 25 seconds left in the runtime. Okay, we're going to locate the vehicle also. We're going to be able to see it on the map. You can see right here it actually says where the vehicle is. So we're going to push that, and we can see the location on the map here.